So number 3 of the 3 things you need to consider is your minimum security practices. These are going to be defined by you, right? Just like in the PCI gave you guidance on how to do things, but the minimum security practices will be defined by you but they should resemble industry best practices. So if the insurance company asks you to show you what you've done, show them what you've done, you need to go in and provide that for them. So that will be based on industry best practices. So a couple things to consider with that is you need to have a secure network design. So if you don't know what this is, you need to have your IT person, if that's you, then you better get smart on it, come up with a secure network design. Do you have firewalls in place? Do you have antivirus? Do you have what we call a proxy? Are those things important? Do you have to have those? You need to know what this looks like. And there are resources online to help you with this. But if the worst comes to worst, hire an expert to help. You just got to do it. Data encryption, secure connections, all these things need to be considered. And if you're like me, I'll be honest, when I look at WordPress, I scratch my head sometimes and go, okay, I got to teach myself this. And I'm never as good as the expert. And so therefore, I try to hire people that know this better than I do. Same with y'all. If you're out there and you don't understand what you're doing, you need to look at hiring somebody. If not, get real smart on security real fast. Or come to WordPress Security Daily, and we will help you. There is the plug that I got to do, right? All right. Utilize known standards. Also, National Institute of Standards called NIST, or Standards in Technology, actually. The NIST is a standard that's available that you can go out and look online to find out what exactly are some things to consider when looking at security for whatever you're looking for, right? From websites down to your infrastructure. There's also ISO 27001. The ISO standards used typically for international companies and international standards, but bottom line, they all use the same one. So if you use those, that'll help. If you don't know the vernacular of security stuff, it's a great place to start to get your feet wet and to get an understanding of what these companies are looking for. And there's others out there as well. Okay, now so those are the 3 things, but I'm going to go into some areas that I didn't really know how to put them in a bullet. So they're just going to be quote unquote other key areas. All right, terms and conditions. Understand the terms and conditions when getting a policy. This may have significant impact on your policy. Fine print, watch it, read it, understand it. So just know what that means. I will say that my dad had gotten some cyber insurance a while back, and the fine print, you got to be very careful because that fine print could dramatically affect how your policy pays out. There are little standards for policies right now, so it will vary from company to company. So again, you're just going to have to get smart on it. There's a comment that was made, or a statement that I saw in one of the policies, and that was also made online that I've seen, is that you need to, from a discovery point of view, they'll have language in there that says you have 24 hours from the point of discovery to notify the insurance company. So, and then there's discovery, and then there's breach. So discovery would be, okay, if you just all of a sudden you realize, oh no, this is not good, I've been hacked, call the insurance company, life is good. That's discovery. Breach, you got to find what that means. Because a hacker could have gotten into your system weeks or months, possibly even years prior to you actually discovering it. And if it's that you must notify them within 24 hours of the breach, you need to clarify, what does that mean? Does that mean that from the time that they actually hacked into your website? Maybe. If that's the case, well, that language could put you out of business real quick because they would say, we're not going to pay out. So something to consider. Accidental disclosure. You also need to look at, do your employees or personally you accidentally disclose IP data, intellectual property data, or something else online through social media, other locations? Is there a clause in there that says that accidental disclosure is not covered? Again, that your employees, if you have employees, are they're your biggest assets, but they're also some of your biggest liabilities. So consider that wisely when getting a cybersecurity insurance. Now, they have the wonderful exclusions in there that you need to be aware of. One would be cyber terrorism. You need to have them define, what does this mean, right? So what I think cyber terrorism is and what the insurance company thinks it is may be very different. And so if something happens in today's world as it has changed, it might be important for you to be able to clarify that with them. Some other exclusions are intellectual property. Are they willing to pay? What is intellectual property? Is it your source code for your website? Is that considered intellectual property? Are they willing to pay for that? I don't know. Government claims, fines, or defense costs. If they may say they're not going to pay for government claims or fines that are associated. Understand that. Negligence, failure of your business to meet the security standards. Okay, here we go again, security standards. So you decide not to meet them. All of a sudden, for whatever reason, you say whatever define what not meet is, now you are negligent. So now they will not pay. Again, lots of little things to keep in mind there. Yeah, encryption. There's some policies I've seen may be void if encryption is not used, especially if you're storing PII or personally identifiable information. So consider that. Bottom line, cyber insurance can reduce or transfer your liability risk, but you need to understand the fine print. Like everything in life, you need to understand it. The problem is like legal language. I have a hard time understanding the fine print in legal language. Thou, there, shall, do's, and all that fun stuff. Well, if you don't understand cybersecurity talk, then you need to get smart on it real quick or have a professional walk you through it. Okay? Did I stress that enough? I don't know. Again, last disclaimer. Again, I'm not a I am a cybersecurity professional, but I am not an insurance professional when it comes to cybersecurity insurance. I understand the risk, but I don't understand all the fine details. Find somebody who is in this space if you have questions about it, and they can help you with that.